Hey, you guys, it is me, Phoenix, and I am here to do a read. I am going to use my Island Time Wellness cards. These are two decks put together. The first and maybe the second edition. I'm not sure. I bought them at two different times, but they all are different cards. They're not the same. So we're going to use this to see what is going on, what we're going to talk about. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified when I post a new video. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Remember, red hearts if you made it through, purple hearts if it resonates, green hearts if you're working on it, and yellow hearts if you just rock with me. If you got my six, meaning you have my back because I have yours. You guys, we are on this journey called healing and calling learn, and it's also called learning from the past and learning how the past has made us strong. This is not about a trauma bonding group. This is about us cancers and anybody cross watchers. Yes, you are welcome. Wicked comes out. You see how it popped over? So, this is about us learning basically the things that trigger us, the things that, listen, wait a minute. Let me go backwards and let me say what I'm learning. What I'm learning and personally understanding is that we are the codependent people that um, we are we are considered codependent. And the reason why I say that, I've been reading my book Codependent No More, and this is my opinion, has nothing to do with you. If you don't like it, you just don't. But this is my opinion. I rock with you respectfully any way it goes, but um, I'm reading and listening and going back to my book of Melanie Beattie, Codependent No More. And what Codependent No More is that we, as cancers, I'm not talking about any other zodiac right now. You can take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But us as cancers, our empathetic nature causes us to want to fix and also repair and be there and just help, 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 help. And I say cancers in general because I am a cancer, but I have all of the other signs in my chart. But cancer is, I mean, the thing is that we consider us being empaths, with which we are. We consider us being very sensitive and always want to nurture and everything, but it's considered codependency. Look it up. The book Codependent No More by Melanie Beattie. It is on YouTube. It's a one and a two part of it breaking down what codependency is. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it isn't for you, because I can tell you that off the top, when it talked about certain things, it resonated with me. And being here and hearing and understanding and feeling the emotions of what everybody is going through right now, that's us taking care of people who don't really see our worth. Remember, that's the beginning of, if I can ever fix it, to come on to my videos. We sometimes give our light to people. We sometimes give our light and energy to people who never really see our worth. And sometimes we have to take our power and energy back by using affirmations, visual inspirations, and meditation. And it says that that's what I'm here to give you, is the way to heal and to help and learn from our past. So anyway, wicked comes out: mischievous, naughty, harmful, dangerous, false betrayal, lie, cheat, and beware. So that energy is out here. I'll go ahead and pull a few more cards. Also, I just did something in my cards. Some of them are backwards. The rose and the sword and the rose is here. Shows its face. Hold on. A couple of my cards were the wrong way, and so therefore that was meant to come out. So I'm going to take it: the sword and the rose. Clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. That is where we are. The sword and the rose. I was going to say the sword and the stone because that's that book, Me and My Ego. So again, sometimes our ego is becomes codependent as well, because we try to do everything and then we get upset when people don't understand why we are doing the things that we're doing. But when we're dealing with people who have problems, addictions, things like that, or we just want to be there and try to do what's best for that person, our ego gets involved whether we like it or not. And we sometimes blame the other person for their actions when it's really our actions that are trying to fix it, if that makes sense respectfully. So that's why I say listen to the audio book on YouTube. It's free. Codependent No More by Melanie Beattie. I think both videos are 30 minutes long, but the first part of the video, the first one, is literally telling you everything, and you're going to get drawn in because you're going to be like, what the what? it really is sounding like we have things that we have to work on. And you know what it's working on? Self. The only thing we can do is put the energy into ourselves. And that is what this journey has taught me. But listening back to Codependent No More and actually really paying attention to how my codependency on everyone else's energy and me feeling the need to have to fix the people who really don't care about, and not necessarily that they don't care, they don't see things the way we do. And that is with us being parents, that's with us being friends, that's with us being lovers, that's with us being in all these situationships that causes our ships to sink. Damn it, that's crazy, right? So, me and my ego, pride or fear in the way. So, again, our pride when it comes to how we feel that somebody makes us feel in regards to our fears that we portray on people if they don't change and if they don't get the help that they need. Does that make sense? Not contacting you, but thinking of you often, playing over in the mind. So these are the back and forth runner and chaser type situations that we go through as being the codependent person. And so therefore the ego is always involved either way it goes. If we're playing the runner and chaser type energy, sometimes it comes with somebody that we know needs to heal and needs our love and affection. And when we give it to them and they take advantage of us, then we feel like it's their fault. But in actuality, the way that we react to certain people's situations, it becomes our fault. And so that is the reason why our ego plays a huge part in the codependent energy, because if we give our energy to people, Six of Pentacles energy, wholeheartedly without expecting to receive the same ourselves, then we become a Queen of Pentacles, which is a loving family, is one of the greatest blessings in life. Protect and care for them no matter what. Well, that no matter what is toxic. That no matter what, like JDS says, it can be dangerous to ourselves because we will give to all these situations that don't deserve us to give to. And therefore, we spend all of our energy and our time and our finances and whatever it is to try to help heal or just be there for a person, and we stop focusing on ourselves and start focusing on everything else. Instead of that, we get stagnant until we have to get angry and go into hermit mode and then come out and rise from the ashes as the phoenix, if that makes sense. So I'm just saying respectfully, that's what I see. That's what happens until we realize that we are the abundant one of all. And sometimes we have to give our energy to people that complete us and not deplete us. And therefore, the codependency of us trying to help and heal and not set boundaries are why we end up in the situations that we're in, respectfully. And so therefore, the card says abundance. Keep a positive mindset. So, in the process of us learning from the lessons, we have to keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. We have to start manifesting the things that we want and not the people that we want to change. If we change ourselves, then those people will automatically, it's the law of attraction. Same thing that I'm saying, but if you listen to the Codependent No More audio book, it'll tell you that when you focus on you, you will either give them a way to change by you not worrying about what you cannot fix with them, if that makes sense, respectfully. And so gratitude and bliss, you have to be grateful for this experience, because out of this experience it has caused you to be stronger. It has caused you to not to feel weak and not to feel like you're being manipulated. And that is the biggest thing when it comes to us being codependent. We feel like the manipulation of somebody not really worried about how we feel is where we get to the point of feeling like asphalt, like somebody is walking over us. And respectfully, I say that because I've been in that situation where it didn't come from, it came from, people that, even us setting the rules and the way we live out of fear, because we don't want something to happen to a person that we love. We don't want somebody to make the wrong decision. We know that people have been hurt in their childhood, but actually something about our childhood is something that we had to turn around and look at. When we get to the point to where we start to go into hermit mode and look at the things and evolve, because I'm pulling from the evolution of the soul, we actually have to understand that, a lot of the things from our childhood stopped us and made us want to be there. So when we become the lone wolf, right? Solitude will be your greatest ally. Living a meaningful life as a loner, road to success will be lonely. And that is what we realize down the line, that the road to success of us healing has nothing to do with anybody else. Us not, setting our boundaries and learning to say no and making sure that that no is a full sentence, respectfully. we are the old souls though. And so this is where the issue comes in at, is because we are the old souls. We want to have that type of relationship where we live 60 years with a person, even if it doesn't, even if it's rocky, when we don't realize that a lot of the stuff is tearing us down. And so our old soul wants to be in a relationship or in a situationship, or be that person that nurturer, everything that at the end of the day we all realize that our parents and grandparents and things like that, where a lot of them were taken advantage of. Their energy, their kindness was taken for weaknesses, and therefore we see that in a lot of situationships. And so therefore it says a search for balance and completion. That's what we're looking for, is a search for balance and completion. So we want to help somebody balance out the past, and also in the process we lose the focus on why we are deciding to change and do things until we get angry, right? Lessons, spiritual awareness, and teaching. It says traits: wise, spiritual, detached, and deep. So this is some traits that we have to start breaking: the traits of our ego, the traits of codependent energy. My son just walked in the room. But it says the LVL8 consciousness. It says your ego is beginning to crumble. Again, I can't explain this to you. I can't make it up, and I can't make things feel what they don't feel, and what they are. It says your ego is beginning to crumble. So when you start to realize where your ego is, by you having to actually step out and give up, not necessarily give up, but start giving into your own things, and start putting that energy into why you feel like somebody hasn't healed, or how you feel like somebody needs you, and be there for yourself. You master the energy of channel. It says your energy can influence others' actions. So that is why I said to you, did you hear me say it? That you have to focus on you. When you change, hopefully the people around you will change, or it's not meant for you to even be around them. And that's when you have to decide that your LVL8 consciousness means that your ego is beginning to crumble. It says sweetheart here at the bottom of this deck. It says romance, infatuation, want you back, courting, a gentleman, a surprise, treating you well, and then sorry. Because here, this what happens when you heal, they heal. And that is the law of attraction. That is what happens when it gets to a point to where, enough is enough. You start to heal, and therefore you start to set the boundaries, and therefore you give them no other option. You're not giving them your energy anymore. And so in the process of you not giving your energy, you realize how abundant you are. You realize that a lot of it was ego. And that's why I say again, The Codependent No More by Melanie Beattie is a good audiobook to listen to on YouTube. It has the green cover on there. If you see it, I don't know whose channel it is. I don't get paid off of it. But if you listen to that first 30 minutes, you'll listen to the next second part of that audio. But it also says playfulness. See, people start to pull you away from who you are, and your playfulness becomes sadness, and you stop doing the things that you love to do. Playfulness is the key to success. Be a playful and respectful leader. So you always are going to be a leader, but you're going to lead to the people who complete you and not deplete you. That is the lessons that we are here to learn, here to experience the power of play. So you have to understand that in the process of you moving forward and understanding where you feel like everybody that's mischievous, naughty, harmful, dangerous, false, portrayal, lies, cheat, and beware of their situations is wicked to them, it's actually wicked to you, because you're trying to fix the wickedness, and they don't want to, but when they're ready, they'll fix it. And so that's what you got to do, is say, I gave all I could, and now it's time for me to move forward. I can't fix you. You have to fix you. I'm going to fix me, in the process of realizing how I let my ego and the sword and the rose, which I don't think I read this yet. Oh, yes, I did. And you having clarity about the truths, and having the revelation of the solidarity, and also force, honor, and protection and power. See, you can't protect anything that isn't that, or you can't fight for anybody that's not fighting for you. That is a loss. That's an ego. That's ego, the Five of Swords energy, right? It's going to be a lost cause, because you can do all the fighting and you injure yourself, or your health gets put in jeopardy, and you turn around and they're living their life. They're doing everything that they were doing before, the wicked shit. They're doing that whatever you feel like is wicked, whatever you feel like you've been dealing with and you've been trying to help him heal from, they're still going to continue to do that. In the meantime, you're going to be laid up in the bed, in the hospital bed, sick or depressed because this person is going to continue to live and you just want to be this old soul and be there for everybody. But in the process of that, you lose your playfulness and your ego begins to crumble because you start to see that, okay, I need to focus on myself. I need to go into hermit mode, which is lone wolf. I need to go into the hermit mode. The solitude will be your greatest ally right now. You being able to understand why you have to get to this point of becoming abundant and keeping a positive mindset and a playful mindset, because all of this energy takes away from your energy. And so therefore, whatever the situation is it all comes back and turns around to you. And so I guess that's why we are here to understand that. So I'm going to clarify wicked. I'm going to clarify the rose, the sword and the rose. I keep wanting to say the stone, the sword and the stone. And then me and my ego. So I'm going to clarify wicked to see why you feel like this energy or how you feel needs clarity, which is the Three of Wands energy. Being grateful, your happiness. In the reverse of the Three of Wands is the obstacles, the delays, and the frustration. So you are frustrated because of the wicked energy. You feel like, you know, you have nothing to be grateful for or happy about because, you know, something about what these other people are going through, or they're actually putting you through it because they're not dealing with the same thing you're dealing with. You're dealing with guilt. You're dealing with fear. You're dealing with all types of things. What has to do with ego, more unsure energy, the Page of Wands. You're holding on to the past. They're not worried about the past. They're not worried about yesterday. They're not worried about, only thing they're worried about today, and feeling the void that, or feeling the need or the wickedness that you feel like is so detrimental, if that makes sense. And so the Page of Wands energy in the upright, remember, it was yesterday as history, or is yesterday as history. Tomorrow's a mystery. The only thing that's real is the present moment. So enjoy. You're not able to enjoy the present moment because you're so worried about the past, right? And so when it comes to that, yeah, the Queen of Wands energy, you have to move forward with confidence. Get on your bike, get on your scooter, whatever you want to call it, your car, get away and go into solitude and go into hermit mode, which I'm saying, not saying that you have to stay in there forever, but actually turn around and look at why the sword and the rose is there for you to have clarity. You need to have clarity that, look at all these cards that came out, okay? So you need to have clarity, listen, that the King of Pentacles energy, you can't get the results without, there's no reward without risk. Create opportunities and don't be afraid to fail and invest your time wisely. You're not investing your time wisely because you're so busy worried about what this other person, place, thing, or situation is doing that you aren't doing the work for yourself. You're not investing your time wisely, you know, and you're not getting any results. The results is fear. The results is hatred. The results is trying to figure out why you feel like you cannot fix this person. It's not meant. The Magician energy is here. The Magician says, using knowledge to manifest change. So now that you know what it is, you went into hermit mode and you realize that your ego is crumbling. You realize what everything is. You have to focus on yourself. You can't focus on the nature of what they're doing or what somebody else is doing, whether it be addictions, whether it be love, whether it be somebody, a friend, family, whatever it is. You can't focus on what they're doing. They're worried about today. They're not worried about tomorrow, yesterday. You know, so that's where the Queen of Wands comes in. It says confidence shines from the inside when you love yourself, own your flaws, and rocking without caring what others think. So here's the thing. You're worried about why they're not worried about the past energy, what they did yesterday. You're worried about that. And also you're worried about not being grateful for them, not being grateful for you. Their obstacles and delays and frustration, their obstacles and delays is causing you frustration. And therefore you can't realize, and why it comes out with clarity, why they're not worried about yesterday. Why they're not worried about their actions yesterday. They're only worried about right now because that's their nature. And that's how you have to get to that point to where you're setting the boundaries. And that's why the King of Pentacles being here says there's no reward without risk. You know, so these people are taking risk. They're taking risk. Maybe tomorrow they'll wake up and say, oh, okay, I want to do this. But your risk is to be abundant and to understand that your ego has to crumble in this codependent energy because you think that they're dependent on you. You're dependent on them in order to feel certain ways. So you go up and you go down with your feelings. I've been there and I still go through it. You know, your emotions of whatever somebody is doing, why they're doing that to themselves, it hurts you. It doesn't hurt them. they're okay with living in what they're doing the now, right? You're living in the past and you're living in what it was, and you're reflecting on what they did in the past. And so therefore, with you reflecting on that, it turns around and hurts you more, and it causes you to be sick until your ego starts to crumble and you start to realize that you have to master and channel your energy. We sometimes give our energy to people who never really see our worth. And sometimes we have to take our energy back by using affirmations, visual inspirations, meditation, and affirmations. And I am here to give you that so that you can understand that I'm here. I'm a particular age. I've been there and I'm still going through it. That's the reason why I keep telling you I'm humbling myself to let you know that I have to go back and I have to read the codependent no more, and I have to go back and I have to read the Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn, because it teaches me and makes it reiterates to me on why I got to this point to where I am and how I started to love the things that I love and not care about what others think. But that's the difference of the cycles of life. And so when it comes to the Two of Pentacles being here, the Two of Pentacles is, you juggling your own priorities, doing it with ease, and adapting to your situations, not everyone else's, not juggling somebody else's shit. You have to understand that the Seven of Wands energy is having hope and wanting to be victorious, but you're so busy being defensive and trying to worry about why somebody else is doing things to you. You feel like they're doing them to you because you're trying everything to help and save and repair and fix and love and be there, and you aren't there for yourself. And so therefore, when it comes to the sun, you growing out of this situation to realize that the sun energy says, let me find it. Um, Find the joy in all situations. Confidently shine your inner light and manifest your desires as a conscious creator. You are the conscious creator. Your LVL8 consciousness is letting you know that your ego is crumbling. You're growing. Your ego is beginning to crumble. You worrying about what somebody else is doing and why they're doing you this way, it's starting to crumble, and you're starting to focus on you. You master the energy you channel. So every energy that you channel, it says here, what you feel, what you fear, you attract. Right there. Where's it at? Right there. What you fear, you attract. It says that. What you fear, you attract. And so be fearless in your pursuit of what set your soul on fire. It doesn't say what set somebody else's soul on fire. It says they told me I couldn't do it. That's why I did. Grace. Progress, not perfection. If plan A fails, your plan A. Remember, there are 24 more letters in the alphabet, right? Dream as though you have nothing to lose. Believe as though believe as though anything is possible. Love as though your heart knows no bounds. So at this point, you know that you gave in all that you could, but dream demands hustle. It demands hustle. The darkest nights produce the brightest stars. This person's wicked energy can produce the brightest star. And guess what? They're not going to talk about their past. You're the one that's holding on to the past of what this person, place, thing, or situation has done and how they made you feel. But they are not talking about how they feel inside because they're only worried about today. You're worried about yesterday. And that's where you have to get out of that situation. And life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Mistakes are proof you are trying. And so these are mistakes to them, and they might feel like that. The mistakes are proof that they're trying. All right, you made the mistakes now, Cancer. It's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to move forward, but that takes creativity, takes courage. You have to step out on faith, courage. Queen of Wands energy. Confidence shines from the inside when you love yourself, own your flaws, and rock them without caring what others think. Listen, remember, my other channel is The World is Waiting Tarot. The world is waiting for us to be great. And that is why I'm here and I sit here and I do these readings just so that you can understand that what we have to learn out of all of the things. We sometimes give our light to people who never really see our worth. And sometimes we have to take our power and energy back by using affirmations, visual inspirations, meditation. That's what I'm saying. Like, we have to be there for each other. And that is what we have to understand. But listen, don't forget the needs of others, the people who can't fight for themselves, and sometimes that becomes you. But it becomes everything else that is neglected in the process of your journey of, your ego and your codependent energy, if that makes sense, respectfully. So when it comes to the me and my ego, let's clarify that. And then we're going to go ahead and just end this energy, because I think I said what needs to be said out of this situation. We have to let go of our ego. When we get involved with our LVLA consciousness, our ego begins to crumble, and then you master your energy that you channel. So now you're not worried about anybody else's energy. You're channeling the best energy, the positive energy, and you're stable. Here it is, the emperor energy. The emperor's energy is authority, power, and stability. You become stable out of processing your own energy. You become stable out of feeling the things that make you feel, the things that complete you and not deplete you. And so therefore, when it comes to take care of a loved one, that is what you've done. But it's the people. Remember, it says, don't forget the needs of others. It's the smaller people, the people who really need you, not the people who are grown and have their own issues. You want to be with around the people who really need you. So take care of others. Queen of Swords, listen, stand up for yourself. Always speak your mind and don't take shit from anyone. But you learn with clarity. You learn that it takes time for you to learn how to go around people who complete you and not deplete you. And you learn and you start learning. You never stop learning, because if you think you know everything, you know nothing at all. And so in this process of this journey, you have to master the thing called self-care. And then the Seven of Cups energy here is options. You have more options, whether it be love. Seven of Cups energy is it could be hope, it could be choices, it could be love, or it could be warnings. But the process of this matter is to let you know that in the process of everything, your ego is the biggest thing. The codependent energies has to do with what we decide to put our energy in. And then we start to rely on that negative, wicked energy, even though we don't realize it. So that is where we are. I'm going to go ahead and pull from the crystal deck. And we're going to say the affirmation, and I'll go ahead and explain to you the chakra that comes out. And then we're going to let this energy go. So there you have it. Again, red hearts if you made it through, purple hearts if it resonates, green hearts if you're working on it, and yellow hearts if you just rock with me and you got my six, you got my back, because I got yours. So the violet sapphire comes out. Your spirituality, your prosperity, and your intuition. This deals with your crown chakra and your third eye chakra. Your crown chakra is your spirituality, your selflessness, and the wisdom that you've learned, something that can only be understood through experience, high priestess energy. Your third eye chakra is your intuition, same high priestess energy. Your perception, the way you perceive things and how you understand things that happen. It says, I am filled with the universal truth and wisdom. I am filled with the universal truth and wisdom. So that is something that you need to understand. So let's go ahead and let this energy go. I now let go of worn out conditions of lack, doubt, hate, negativity, procrastination, stagnation, sadness, generational curses, debt, bad energies, heartbreak, bad health, addictions. Bad health, addictions, and addictions can be to a person, place, thing, or a situation. I almost forgot. I love you guys.